Hi guys, welcome to this video. Today I will talk a bit about the artworks that I'm going to show the painting process of, and a little bit of some ramblings about what's been going on with life for me. I'm trying out this voiceover thing and I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I was actually supposed to post previous video with voiceover and I chickened out, so this is my second try. Just as a disclaimer, I'm Indonesian. I don't speak English every day. Heck, during this quarantine, sometimes I can't even go the whole day without speaking to anyone, so some of my pronunciation is gonna be off. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I hope that you're doing well wherever you are right now. I genuinely hope that you are okay and well and healthy and safe. This is such a weird time for all of us. Honestly, I did not expect for 2020 to go this badly. Like, this year completely tanked. And we're still on August, so I'm legitimately scared. How's quarantine so far for you guys? Did you pick up a new hobby? Are you watching a new TV show or anime, or found a book to occupy you during these tough times? Let me know in the comment section about the things that makes you happy these days. I would love to hear that. By the way, I recently watched this show called Money Heist or La Casa de Papel. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. It's so good. I watched 4 seasons in 3 days and I was hooked. I love the characters in that show. Actually, I'm really into characters-driven stories compared to stories that focused on the plot or the action, if that makes sense. I think a lot of my favorite shows have some really great characters in them. Characters that are iconic and they are so realistic and three-dimensional and relatable that you can't help but love, or at least sympathize with them, even though some of them are actually horrible people if they were real. Case in point, The Office and Breaking Bad. These two are my ultimate favorite. I think I've rewatched them more than 4 times, and during this quarantine I even watched The Office from start to finish, that's 9 seasons for you, 2 times. Also recently I started listening to The Office Ladies, which is a podcast by Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey. They talk about the behind the scenes, which I think is pretty neat. I love that show. There are scenes that are so cringy and some of the jokes are outdated, especially the really early episodes, that it's really hard to get through sometimes, but I absolutely love it. I first watched it back in 2012, I think, back when I was in college, and I still love it to this day. I think it's a show that's perfect to accompany me while I'm drawing because I already know every scene and every character, so there's no surprise, and it doesn't require a big brain power to multitask drawing and watching it, since I already know everything there is to know about the show. Also, it's really funny and it just makes painting session extra fun for me. To add, another amazing podcast that I'm really into, especially to accompany me while painting, is this podcast called My Favorite Murder, or MFM. Apparently, I just really love listening to 2 best friends talk about things that they're really passionate about. I have another one that was recommended to me by a friend and I end up really loving it, but it's not safe for work, so never mind. All I can say is just Belinda blinked and pots and pans. Anyway, let me talk a bit about this artwork. These artworks were actually done digitally first. As per usual, I use Procreate. They are designs for keychains and I thought that it would be neat to have the design as stickers as well, but they are done with watercolor to match the rest of the artworks in this scene. So the keychain design is gonna be the digital artwork and the stickers are gonna be the watercolor artworks. The idea was to draw cats on vacation, so I'm thinking about the latte as pool and the macaroon donut as a pool floaty. I thought that it would be neat to have the cups in different colors or flavors as well. The painting process is pretty straightforward. As usual, I printed out the digital sketch and traced them on the watercolor paper with a light pad. Recently, I changed my paper from Canson Heritage Hot Press to Fluid Hot Press, although it's not 100% cotton paper that I usually use since they're just cheaper, and I still need to get a lot of artworks for the cat series done. It's a great paper and it's just more economical this way. I bought the A3 watercolor paper, the fluid one, for about, I think it was $25 or $30. As a comparison, the Canson Heritage one, size E4, cost me about $30 or $35. So since the fluid hot press is bigger in size and the price is pretty much the same as the Canson Heritage hot press in A4, it's just cheaper. If you guys would love to see a review video for some of my favorite watercolor papers, let me know. The painting process for the latte cups went pretty smoothly, but the donut macaroon one was not so much. I had a hard time matching the pink color with the digital version, and at first it ended up being really orange, so I had to go over it with acrylic wash, which works okay in the end. But that took me longer than I would like to admit. The 4 paintings probably took me 4 or 5 hours to paint in total. After that, I scanned them and I did color correction on Photoshop. By the way, I have the tutorial on how to do that on my previous videos. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about this painting. Honestly, the cat series artwork painting process aren't that complicated because I already know what kind of look that I'm going for, and I have this process and steps that I use for each artworks. I'm not usually a big fan of having a routine for creating art. Sometimes it gets a bit boring and template, but I found that this is really efficient, especially since I need them to have a cohesive look to them. My takeaway from creating artworks for this series so far is I have a lot more fun with art when I'm creating something out of an idea that I have from my own head, instead of just painting portraits or painting straight from a photo. Also, stylizing art is just super cool and neat. I feel like for the longest time, making portraits were my safe zone, and it was fun but frustrating at the same time because my only worries were trying to make the artwork look like the rembrandt, and after sometimes I just get kind of burnt out and I just felt not creative, if that makes any sense. Don't get me wrong, I have so much respect for people who focuses on portraits and I love making them too, but it's just not something that I want to focus on for my own art. I do them for commission or for doing studies, but when I'm making art for myself, I want to make my own characters, my own space, and my own worlds. I don't know, this is just something that I have been feeling lately. And when I say portraits, I mean, someday I'm going to make a portrait for my OC, but they're not gonna be, heavily referenced on one photo, if that makes sense. I'm just not a big fan of doing that anymore. Also, it's been a while since I actually draw a person because I've just been drawing cats. I kind of miss it. After the cat series is done, I will go back to focusing more on my OC. I have abandoned them from time and time again. Would be cool if the next project is a short storybook or a graphic novel or a webtoon featuring them. I don't know. I'll introduce you guys to my OC sometimes in the future. Well, I think that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys have any video requests or topic you would like me to talk about for the next video, let me know in the comment section. I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe. Goodbye.